Distinguished Professor Robert Berry, Vice President of IOP, Professor Michael Larson, Editor-in-Chief of the International Journal of Psychophysiology, Directors of IOP, Professor Dezong Yahou, Director of the Center of Information Technology in Medicine, University of Electronic Science and Technology of China, and Professor Pedro Antonio Valdesouza, Director of the Joint China-Cuba Lab for Neurotechnology at the UESTC and the coordinator of the Global Brain Consortium, dear delegates, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to welcome you all to the 20th IOP World Congress, the first Congress in the history of the IOP that is held virtually. As you all know, this Congress should have been held in person in Chengdu, China, the first nation that had to suffer from the disastrous consequences of the pandemic. Certainly, the world has changed, suddenly, rapidly, and certainly unexpectedly. My thoughts go to all those who, due to the pandemic, are no longer here, living a pain that is difficult to heal for relatives and friends. My thoughts also go to those who have survived and to all healthcare workers around the world who are considered modern heroes. The result of this sudden, necessary, and sometimes forced change is the tremendous increase of virtual interactions in many areas of our daily life. Virtual congresses are the consequence of this necessary change. We had to completely rethink the organization of a Congress of which no one had the previous experience. We had to face new challenges and solve complex situations, both from a technological, geographical, and human point of view. It was certainly a challenge that required immense courage, as no one could predict what the response of the international scientific world would be to a virtual congress organized by the IOP. Surprisingly, there was an answer. We have reached numbers that have never been done before. We have 558 participants of 29 countries, 53 symposia, 331 posters, of which 108 are oral presentations, and 11 invited keynote speakers who enthusiastically agreed to participate in the virtual IOP 2021. My heartfelt, deep, and lasting thanks go to Professor Dezong, Professor Valdesouza, and all his collaborators, including Jing Lu, who, with great passion, self-denial, regardless of time zones, have always responded promptly to all duties and which made it possible, among other things, to publish the proceedings of this Congress in due time. For this reason, I would also like to thank the Editor-in-Chief of the International Journal of Psychophysiology, the official organ of the IOP, Professor Michael Larson. Our journal has achieved an excellent impact factor in our discipline, thanks to a renewed impetus and the energies that Michael Larson dedicates to our journal. Finally, I wish to thank with deep gratitude on behalf of the directors of the IOP, all the staff of Parthenon, who with great dedication have been able to organize this complex and wonderful conference. I am sure this event will enrich us from both a human and a scientific point of view. For me, who are almost at the end of my mandate, it will certainly remain an unforgettable experience. Now I declare open the 20th Congress of the International Organization of Psychophysiology. Thank you very much.
Dear GCP, the Board of IOP Directors, IOP members and participants, on behalf of UESDC, as the host of the 20th World Congress of Psychophysiology, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you here today. Established in 1956, UESDC is a cultivation base of innovative talents in the field of electronic information as well as neural information in China. In the field of psychophysiology and brain science, we have related research groups and have made advanced achievements. Of course, Chengdu will play a very important role in the development of psychophysiology and brain science. Due to the pandemic, the conference can only be held online, but our local team will try their best to make you feel like it's an offline one. I hope everyone enjoys the conference. I'd like to invite you to visit Chengdu and UESDC in the near future after the pandemic. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome to the 20th Congress of the International Organization for Psychophysiology. It's the World Congress of Psychophysiology. It's really been a challenge to organize this conference. It's the first one in the series that has a long and great tradition that has to be organized virtually. And it was really pretty difficult to find solutions. We had to organize it from China, but with a company, Parthenon, in the US. And at first it looked like it's going to be a very difficult job. But actually, thanks to the help of many people, we think this Congress is going to be very successful. I want to thank in the first place the Board of Directors of IOP for all the support, encouragement, and help they've given us. I also think it's important to thank the University of Electronic Science and Technology for the support they have also given us, and especially Professor Yao, who has helped me immensely since I am working here at the university, and has been the guiding spirit behind the Congress. I think that it's also important to mention the local organizing committee. Jinglu, Mela Cheng, Fulen Rakasi, these are the people that have been doing the hard work. These are the real people that we have to say thank you to. And also there's a large group of volunteers that have dedicated their time, their students, and they've really helped us organize this. Now, I'd like to say something about this Congress. It has very distinguished keynote speakers. It has very interesting symposium. It's one of the largest conferences that has happened in the history of IOP. And in a certain sense, the fact that it had to be virtual helped us overcome the difficulties of having such a large conference with such a diversity of geography and time zones. In fact, I believe that this will be an experience when in-person congresses, which we certainly have to come back to, and I'm much more satisfied, will start again, because in a certain sense, pre-recorded talks and the possibility of having live question and answers on those talks that can be viewed by people that have limited bandwidth or in different time zones. This is something that has a sort of democratization of science. It means that more people can share knowledge, and in the future, when there's, let's say, in-person conferences, Many people from, let's say, countries with limited resources will be also able to participate in the discussions. In any case, I wish you to enjoy this conference, have a lot of discussions. The important thing here is to learn, but also to establish new friendships and collaborations. Thank you for participating.
Dear Guspy, the board of IOP directors, IOP members, and the attendants. After the previous Congress in Lucca, Italy, I brought back the banner of IOP, and it has traveled thousands of kilometers to China for the first time. And to be here in this 20th World Psychophysiology Congress. Due to the pandemic, this 20th Congress was forced to become a virtual conference, which is a huge challenge for us all. However, based on everyone's joint efforts, we are happy to announce that the final result is beyond all our expectation. China has a solid foundation in neuroscience and psychophysiology. Hosting this Congress in China will not only promote the domestic development of psychophysiological research, but also serves as an important platform to connect China with the world. In conclusion, because of the special format of this Congress, we believe that it will be a very memorable Congress with a lot of wonderful presentation and high-quality lectures. We also would like to invite you to meet us on the virtual meeting platform to uncover the remarkable stories of psychophysiology and build a promising future with us. By the way, Chengdu is a very good place to live, study, and invest. We are very welcome you to join us, just like Patrick did. I hope everyone enjoys this Congress. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Jin Lu from the University of Electronic Science and Technology of China, also the leader of the local organizing committee of this Congress. I will provide you with the details of the Congress. The Congress is organized by the University of Electronic Science and Technology of China and the International Organization of Psychophysiology. The Congress is supported by the Tian Chao and Chrissy Chen Institute, the China-Cuba-Canada Axis, and the Global Green Consortium. Due to the global pandemic, the Congress could not be held offline. In order to provide a comfortable and more user-friendly experience for the attendees, we adopted a virtual meeting platform that allowed you to have an immersive experience. In this Congress, we have 11 invited keynotes, 53 symposia, and 331 posters in total, from which 103 were selected for oral presentations. We would like to express our gratitude to all the organizations mentioned above and all attendees in the Congress. The Congress will last for 5 days, from September the 7th to September the 11th. And the majority of the presentations were pre-recorded, with a small number of special cases in a live format. You can check the conference schedule in the program and watch the pre-recorded videos at any time in the conference hall, and also can have a live Q&A session with the speakers you are interested in. As for the live sessions, you can watch the presentation directly in the scheduled time and interact with speakers in the Q&A session. You can also access to the system at any time to view poster presentations and leave comments to the oral presenters. If you need any help during the Congress, please address the help desk in the conference lobby, and our staff will answer your questions and reach out to you soon.
Hello, dear attendees. I'm Mela Chen, member of the local organizing committee, and also a graduate student from the University of Electronic Science and Technology of China. I'm here today to tell you more about this Congress and more about us. The Congress was originally planned to be held in Chengdu, China, but due to the pandemic, you were not able to visit this beautiful city and to see the lovely pandas with your own eyes. However, as a local organizer in Chengdu, we still want you to know more about this city, the land of heaven. Chengdu is the capital of Sichuan province, which is located in southwest China. It is one of the 3 most populous cities in western China, also known as the country of heaven and the land of abundance. As a city with 3,000 years history and with glorious culture scattered around, in which Sanshanbei culture is one with the greatest name, Chengdu now is one of the most important economic, financial, commercial, cultural, transportation, and communication center in western China. In 2011, it was recognized by UNESCO as a city of gastronomy. It is also famous for the panda because the giant panda breeding center is based here. It is also one of the world's top 40 cities by scientific research output. The city is home to the greatest number of universities and research institutes in Western China, notably Sichuan University, University of Electronic Science and Technology of China, Southwestern University of Finance and Economics, and the Southwest Jiaotong University. If you want to know more about the Congress and more about us, you can contact us anytime. I hope you enjoy this conference.